listening to Tough Tiger Talk Flash Report.
All right, shout out to the Tough Tiger Talk Nation. Big Q representing the Tough Tiger Talk Nation. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as we get tuned up for it, man. Much love to the fam. In this one, man, we talk about LSU Fight Tigers. Y'all hit that like button, man. LSU football receives stunning prediction. Shout out to Zach Nagy from LSU Sports Illustrated. Talking about Lane Kiffin's historic first off season, right? They dominated the offseason in Baton Rouge, continue to retool the program from the ground up. And like I said, I'm not a Lane Kiffin guy originally when we stepped into this thing, but I have to be honest with y'all, man. Lane Kiffin has impressed me. You can see that he really wants to be in as an LSU head coach. I think it's terrific seeing how his work. I knew he was a hard worker, but him going to games, going to Mardi Gras, shaking hands with people, endearing himself to the community. I've been impressed with Lane Kiffin, right? And that's just there. Now, in terms of him having to do the work of actually going into the season and taking this collection, this unique collection of talent and turning them into the team will be his greatest accomplishment. So we have to see if he can do that, and I think he will, man, based on what I'm seeing here. Look at this, fam. Let's go into this article by Zach Nagy, what he delivered here, man. It talked about Lane Kiffin era is off to a strong start in BR, with LSU's new shot caller quickly making his presence felt after accepting a job on November the 30th. Kiffin arrived in BR. There was an immediate championship expectation under his watch, and the coveted head coach breathing new life into the program. This place is built for championships with championship expectations. We understand that. But as an elite competitor, that's exactly what you want, and that's why we're here. That's what Kiffin said in the introductory presser. He says, I know that we have, with the passion of LSU family and our LSU players, that we have everything to bring championship football back to LSU. It's time for LSU to take its place as the best program in all of college football. I'm uniquely prepared at 50 years old for this job, having been so many places, done good things, made a lot of mistakes, and made them really early on. And this is just some of his talking points, but there was a primary focus on retooling the roster via the transfer portal, with the program ultimately seeing over 30 players from the 25 class leave BR, with over 40 newcomers inking deals with LSU via the free agent market. LSU added the number one quarterback, the number one offensive lineman, the number one edge guy, along with 9 top 100 players in the portal to the program's all-time great haul. CBS Sports now chimes in and believes that LSU will have one of the most explosive offenses in all of college football this fall, alongside the Longhorns, the Oregon Ducks, the Rebels, among others. When you assemble the nation's top-ranked transfer portal class and commit every available resource to making year one under Lane Kiffin a success, the expectation is immediate production. That's what CBS wrote. In addition to landing former Arizona State quarterback Sam Levitt, Kiffin added UFC signal caller Hussein Longstreet and overhauled LSU's wide receiver room with 12 newcomers. The offensive line also projects as a major strength, anchored by 5-star Colorado transfer Jordan Seaton. That unit must improve after uneven play last year, when the Tigers struggled at times to protect Garrett Nussmeier and failed to meet lofty expectations. Tight end Tre'Davious Green returns as a proven playmaker. Harlan Berry, the number one running back in the 25 cycle, opt to remain with the program to see what Kiffin and the staff can rebuild. LSU continues to navigate a chaotic offseason in Baton Rouge, with spring camp less than 5 weeks away, as the Tigers look to put the puzzle pieces together with over 60 newcomers joining a roster, right? So shout out to Zach Nagy, really dropping the scoop about CBS, talking about LSU in this manner, because like we mentioned here on Tough Tiger Talk, we talked all the time about what the Tigers are going to do this year, insofar as the expectations for them to be a top-notch team. And this is what we're dealing with with LSU. We've seen the folly and the foolishness of what we seen last year with Lane Kiffin, but he did not have this type of class. the energy and the expectation of Lane Kiffin, he is an offensive guru. He meets the biggest need as what we struggled from the last couple of years, right, in Death Valley. Not only that he's a offensive guru that runs a very expansive offense. He did a wonderful job of bringing wide receivers that are tall, fast, physical, and of the shorter kind that are very unique in their athletic ability to stretch the field, to do different things. You know, Lane Kiffin runs the timing offense, which will also help him. The defensive coordinator had a little babble there. Baker's ability to be able to adjust to it. So by just Lane Kiffin's offense against Blake Baker's defense, man, listen, they will improve astronomically, like you see what Ole Miss had going on. You know, we'll see that. But what really entices me, I know that the Tigers will do phenomenal things this upcoming year. We do realize that there won't be much of a honeymoon period for Lane Kiffin because all of the money that's been spent on his staff, himself, and to bring in all of these fantastic players, a lot of money has been spent. So there's going to be an immediate return expected for LSU. And what does that look like? I'm not saying national championship in the first year. I'm saying that the fact that they're going to be looking for a college football playoff trip to be validated. You know, we haven't seen that in a while. So I could see that at the very least of what was going on here. And I think that, man, what we got in terms of our offense and with our defense, this is going to be a unique year. And I say this year because I think next year when LSU has this massive success, you're going to see teams across the country start kind of ripping away at our staff and kind of pulling guys and offering them head coaching jobs and this sort of thing. And you're going to see a fall away a bit of some of the staff from the defensive side and perhaps from the offensive side. They believe in what Lane Kiffin do, and a lot of these coaches came here and stuck with Lane Kiffin as opposed to take jobs elsewhere because they believe in what LSU is building here. And as far as Lane Kiffin is concerned in Tiger legacy, I've seen an article with somebody talking about when Kevin DeBoer, the head coach of Alabama, leaves, that Lane Kiffin will be looking to go there. No, he's not. I disagree with that. Lane Kiffin sees LSU as a greater job than Alabama. No disrespect. That's what Saban did over there is what Saban did. Lane Kiffin comes to LSU. He realizes that he could make his own damn statue, like Nick Saban has his statue for multiple championships over there in Tuscaloosa, that he can make his presence felt in LSU. There's never been a head coach that's won more than one championship here. What if Lane Kiffin in the next 7 years can deliver you 3 of them? Because I really do think, based on what he'll do this upcoming year, like he's already recruiting very well in 2027. He secured 2026, and now he's going into 2027 and getting the top recruits so that whatever he builds this year will be added on, and that's how you create a football factory. That's how you stay relevant. That's how you get all the best targets, and that's how you just keep rolling this thing. This is also a personal challenge for Lane Kiffin as well, because he's never won a championship as a head coach. So this is LSU and Lane Kiffin are a good fit insofar as LSU wants to get back to prominence and plan for national championships yearly, and Lane Kiffin wants to get his very first and be mentioned among the greatest. He's not there yet. If he does it right at LSU, he can very well cement his legacy, you know, of being considered one of the greatest head coaches in college football with multiple championships here at LSU. I think we might be at the start of what I call a football factory. You could be seeing multiple championships over the next 4 to 5 years from LSU. We about to enter a golden year, a golden saga, or a golden time. Let's just say that. We about to enter a golden cycle of football for LSU. And it's going to permeate all throughout the campus, throughout Baton Rouge, and all this kind of stuff. We're about to enter a golden era of football in LSU. I just got that feeling. Anyway, what y'all think about that? Y'all put in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about this article and what Lane Kiffin and staff has done up to this point. What are your expectations, guys? What do you think about your expectations about what happened with LSU going into this year? Because I got mine. What about you? Fill in the comments section, man. Let me know What are your expectations on the Tigers? Do you think they can get to the college football playoffs? How about legacy over time? Put in the comment section. I'll let you know next. Go Tigers.
And stay up to date for all things LSU football.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thehootetdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thehootetdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.